Two younger men walked through my door on my birthday, following my husband inside. And when he said, "They're your present," I thought he was joking until they started touching me, and he sat down to watch. Marcus was 28. Jake was 26. My husband David was 52. I was 45. And apparently my birthday gift was two men half my age who'd been hired to make me things my husband couldn't anymore. "Happy birthday," David said from the armchair, watching Marcus's hand slide around my waist while Jake's fingers found my hair. "I know we haven't connected in a while. I thought you deserved something special." Marcus's mouth was on my neck. Jake's hands were tracing my collarbone. David was sitting 10 feet away with a glass of whiskey, watching his wife get handled by two strangers he'd paid to be here. "This is insane," I whispered. "This is your gift," David corrected. "Use it however you want." I looked at my husband, at the two beautiful young men already making my skin burn. At the permission in David's eyes, "However I want," I asked. "Whatever makes you happy," David confirmed. Marcus's hand slid lower. Jake's mouth found mine. I stopped questioning and started accepting. 3 hours earlier, my birthday had started normal. 45, middle-aged, married 20 years to a man who'd stopped handling me like he wanted me somewhere around year 15. David was a good husband, provided well, kind, faithful, attentive in every way except the one that mattered most to me, just uninterested. Sexually. Physically, intimately, sex maybe twice a year, perfunctory when it happened, over quickly, no passion, no heat, no desire in his eyes, just obligation, duty, something checked off a list. I'd accepted it, told myself passion faded in long marriages. This was normal. I was lucky to have stability, companionship, partnership. But I missed being wanted, missed desire, missed sex that lasted longer than 5 minutes and left me satisfied instead of lonely, missed the state of being craved instead of tolerated. "I have something special planned for tonight," David had said at breakfast, unusually excited. "Your real gift, not the necklace I gave you this morning." Something different. I'd expected maybe a weekend trip, theater tickets, dinner reservations, somewhere fancy, something thoughtful but safe. That was David's style. At 7 p.m., the doorbell rang. "Get that?" David called from the living room, voice strange, nervous. "That's part 1 of your gift." I opened the door. Two incredibly attractive young men stood there. Designer clothes, confident smiles, the kind of looks that made women turn their heads, that made my breath catch. "Sarah," the taller one asked. "Yes, we're here for you." David arranged it. "I'm Marcus. This is Jake." My stomach flipped. "Arranged what?" "May we come in?" Jake asked, his smile warm and knowing. I let them inside, confused and increasingly nervous. David appeared from the living room, smiling in a way I hadn't seen in years. "Sarah, this is Marcus and Jake. They're companions, professionals, and they're here to give you a birthday experience I can't give you anymore." I stared at my husband. "You hired what? Escorts? Sex workers? Companions?" David corrected gently. "Very expensive, very discreet, very skilled companions. And they're here solely to make you happy. To give you what I haven't been giving you." "David, let me finish." He took my hands. "I know our sex life is dead. I know you're unsatisfied. I see it. The distance between us, the resentment building, I can't fix that. I've tried. My doesn't respond anymore. My desire isn't there. It's not you. You're beautiful. It's me, age, medication, stress, whatever. But I can't fix it. So you hired. I arranged for you to have what you need, what you deserve. Two very attractive, very talented men who are here to pleasure you, to make you want, desire, satisfy." David's voice was steady. "I can't do that anymore, but I can give you this." Marcus stepped closer, his presence commanding but not threatening. "We're here for whatever you want. No pressure, no expectations, just pleasure. If you'll have us, both of you, I managed, looking between them. That's the idea, Jake confirmed, his voice warm and rich. Unless you'd prefer just one, or neither. This is entirely your choice. We'll leave right now if you want. I looked at David, really looked at him. You're okay with this? Really? I'm the one who arranged it. I researched, I vetted them. I paid very well. And yes, I'll be here. But I won't participate. This is for you. Consider it permission to have what you need without guilt, without sneaking around, without destroying our marriage. How is this not destroying our marriage? Because I'm choosing it. Because you need this. And I love you enough to admit I can't give it to you, because I'd rather you have this safely in our home with my knowledge and consent than watch you wither away resenting me or have an affair behind my back that tears us apart. You're going to watch. My voice was barely a whisper. If that's all right, I want to see you happy. It's been too long since I made you happy. Since I saw that look on your face, I miss it, even if I can't be the one creating it anymore. This was the most insane thing my conventional, traditional, buttoned-up husband had ever suggested. It was also exactly what I'd been craving for 5 years without admitting it to myself. Marcus's hand touched my arm gently. We're very good at what we do, and we think you're beautiful. Genuinely, this won't be work for us. This will be pleasure. Jake moved to my other side, close enough I could smell his cologne. Let us take care of you. Let yourself enjoy this. You deserve it. I looked at both of them. Young, gorgeous, confident, offering me everything I'd been missing. Everything I'd convinced myself I didn't need anymore. Then I looked at David, my husband of 20 years, standing there with love and sadness and permission in his eyes. Okay, I whispered. Yes, I want this. David sat in his armchair with whiskey and watched. Marcus and Jake led me to the couch. They started slowly, so slowly it was torture. Just hands on my arms, my shoulders, my face, then mouths. Marcus's mouth soft on mine while Jake's mouth found my neck. Hands that knew exactly where to go. Mouths that understood anticipation. Two men focused entirely on me while my husband watched from 10 feet away. Tell us what you like, Marcus murmured against my neck. I don't know anymore. It's been so long since anyone asked. Then we'll figure it out together. Jake promised, his hands gentle but confident. They undressed me carefully, one piece of clothing at a time, told me I was beautiful with every item removed, handled me like I was something precious instead of familiar, instead of taken for granted. David watched from his chair, expression unreadable, but not jealous, not angry, almost satisfied. Like seeing me desired by others was enough for him. Like this was exactly what he'd wanted to see. Marcus and Jake were professional, but genuinely attracted. I could tell the difference. They weren't faking their desire, weren't going through motions. They handled me like they meant it, like they wanted me, like my 45-year-old was something worth worshiping instead of tolerating. They were skilled, patient, generous, attentive to every sound I made, every movement, every reaction, learning what I liked, what made me gasp, what made me arch into their hand. Everything. My marriage bed hadn't been in years. I won't describe every detail of what happened on that couch, but I'll say this. They made me 25 again. Desirable. Wanted. Alive. They made me remember what it was to be the center of someone's attention, to have hands and mouths focused solely on my pleasure. When it was over, hours later, they held me gently while I caught myself, both of them still handling me softly, tenderly. David stood. I'll leave you three alone. Take your time. I'll be upstairs. He left without looking upset, without jealousy, just content. I was left with two young men who just thoroughly pleased me and showed no sign of wanting to leave. That was your husband's gift? Jake asked. Dinged. Fingers still tracing lazy patterns on my shoulder. Apparently interesting man, Marcus observed. Most husbands would kill us. He paid us. Very well. And how do you about it? Jake asked me directly. Confused, satisfied, grateful, guilty, alive, all of it at once. Don't guilty, Marcus said firmly. He wanted this for you. He arranged it, consented to it, watched it happen. You did nothing wrong. We'd like to come back, Jake added quietly. If you want, David paid for tonight, but we'd come back for free. You're incredible. This was different. Different how? Most of our clients are lonely, desperate, sad. You're none of those things. You're just neglected by a husband who loves you, but can't give you what you need. That's different. Marcus paused. That's something we'd like to fix, if you'll let us both of you, I asked again. Both of us? They confirmed together. The next day, they came back at 2 p.m. while David was at work. I almost didn't answer the door, almost pretended I wasn't home, but I opened it. Marcus and Jake stood there in jeans and t-shirts, looking even better in casual clothes than they had dressed up. We couldn't stop thinking about you, Marcus admitted. Can we come in? Jake asked. I should have said no. Should have thanked them for last night and closed the door. I let them in. Let them handle me again. Take me to my bedroom this time, my marriage bed. They stayed 3 hours, left before David would come home. I felt guilty, exhilarated, confused, alive. I told David that night over dinner. They came back today while you were at work. He paused mid-bite, then smiled. Good. I hoped they would. You're really okay with this. I can't give you what you need. They can. They clearly want to. I'd rather you have it with them safely in our home with my knowledge than resent me forever or have an affair behind my back that destroys us both. This is an affair. This is an arrangement. One I consented to, one I facilitated. That's different. He reached across the table, took my hand. I love you. I want you happy. If Marcus and Jake make you happy, then I'm grateful they exist. Most men wouldn't that way. Most men's egos are more important than their wives' happiness. Mine isn't. 3 months later, Marcus and Jake come every afternoon now. 2 p.m. like clockwork. Stay until 5. David knows, approves. Sometimes asks how I am afterward. Never jealous, just concerned for my happiness. Our marriage is better. Sounds insane, but it's true. I'm happier, satisfied. No longer resentful, no longer unwanted or undesirable. David's happier. The guilt he carried about not meeting my needs is gone, replaced with satisfaction that I'm being cared for. The distance between us has closed. We talk more, laugh more, not sexually, but affectionately. Hold hands. Good night, things we'd stopped doing. I have 2 younger lovers who worship my 5 days a week and make me a goddess. David has a wife who's satisfied instead of bitter, who smiles instead of sighs, who doesn't flinch away from his hand because she's getting what she needs elsewhere. And somehow this unconventional arrangement works for all 3 of us. Do you love them? David asked me last week while we were reading in bed together. No, I love you. They're just physical. They give me what you can't, but they're not you. They're not my partner, my companion, my husband. And you're happy? Very. Then this was the right gift. He my forehead. Best decision I ever made. Now my birthday was 3 months ago. The gift keeps giving. Marcus and Jake arrive like clockwork. 2 p.m. Leave at 5. Perfect timing between David's work schedule.